Hey Craig, this is Thomas with Party Booth USA. I just got done looking over your website and making some changes. I decided to give you a video so that you can see some of the things I did so it makes a little bit more sense and so that you can get a visual aid as I discuss everything. I did a ranking report for your main keyword Kansas City, photo booth, and photo booth rental, and I also added state abbreviations at the end. Currently you're not ranking in the top 300 whatsoever in Google, Bing, or Yahoo, so that's the top 30 pages. That being said, Google knows nothing about your website. Alright, if you do not, the number one reason why SEO exists is to tell Google what your website is about. If you do not tell Google what your website is about, it's a robot, it does not know. So it will never, your site will never rank unless you actually do tell Google what your site's about. So I looked at your site originally, and let's get to your site. Before, okay, I just added this right here. Oh, actually, this is before. Perfect. So I'm doing a control find right now. Control find. Rental. Rental is not on this page. Rentals is not on this page. Rent is not on this page, and renting. So therefore, any keyword with photo booth rent, rental, rentals, rental service, your site is not optimized whatsoever. Google has no idea you do renting. It knows you do photo booth because photo booth is on the same page, but it can't necessarily put the two and two together. Also, Google does not know you're in Kansas City. If I type in Kansas, the top part shows up right here, but if I type in city, nothing. Also, if I look at the code of your site, well, now it's going to have it because I made changes. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh your site. Now, if I type in rental, I at least have it on the page 2 times. I put this H1 tag here. What is an H1 tag? Literally, one second. An H1 in code looks exactly like this. It just has H1. It's a fancy word for nothing. Long story short, an H1 tag is like the title of a book, but it's the title of your website. You would never know what a book is about if you don't have a title for it. Your website did not have a title. So now you have a title that says what you do, photo booth rentals in Kansas City. So now you have the most important thing on this page. Also added this little sentence down here just so you have Kansas City in regular text as opposed to the title of the book. That also, you want Google doesn't know what these pictures are about. So as far as SEO goes, you would want to put photo booth rental Kansas City in the alt text and title text of the images. Your current website platform does not allow for alt text or title text. So that being said, it's not a big deal. It's not like you need to go get a new website platform tonight so you can rank for this, but I'm just saying if you ever invest in a new website, get a real website. Like go with WordPress and self-host it so you actually make real changes so it doesn't hold you back. That being said, I also went to your pricing page. Oh, so before, this is called a meta title. Meta just means in the background of your site code that Google can see, but people can't. So this is called a meta title right here, the part you click on in Google. It's also at the very top of your browser. Right here it says ACES snapshots. Now it says photo booth rental Kansas City. Before it said I think your home city and your zip code, which doesn't really help you rank for anything that you want to rank, and also didn't have photo booth rental. Another thing you need to know is a meta description is this sentence. Before, your meta title was this, ACES snapshots, Raymore, Missouri, zip code. And then your meta description was this really long thing. Sorry about that noise. As you can see in the code, there is no photo booth split apart. It was just photo booth one word, and there was no rental. Let me see. Correct, there was no rental in here, and it was too long. So now you didn't have rental in here or Kansas City. So now your new meta title, the part you click on in Google, says ACES snapshots, photo booth rental Kansas City. It'll take a couple weeks to update in Google. And also now your meta description says this is much shorter. It's will actually show up in search engines. And you have Kansas City, you have Missouri, and you have Kansas. You also have some form of rental in there. Also, your pricing page now has Photo Booth Rentals Kansas City, and in the description as well. What else? There's, I believe I also did that for your chocolates page. Yep, it now says Chocolate Buffet Kansas City as opposed to just Chocolate Buffet for your meta title. And I added, once again, a title of this page, Chocolate Buffet Kansas City. I just put it at the bottom so it doesn't mess up with the look of your site, but can still help you rank. And then I just put the sentence down here. Not a huge change, but it helps. What else? Bear with me for 1 second. Alright, this is one of the biggest things, which I find really cool and exciting, but at the same time, I gotta show you where you're starting from. So, all these changes that I did to your actual website, they are called on-page optimization, meaning things you optimize on your website physically, not like physically, it's digital, but things you can do yourself to your website. The second step is off-page optimization. So, with on-page optimization, there's only so much you can do. If your competitor has the same amount of on-page optimization as you, then chances are the only person that's going to win is the person that has better off-page optimization or link building to your site. So you don't really need to know what these numbers mean. You just need to know higher is the better. Right now, you have a trust flow to your website of 0 and a citation flow of 15. Your number one competitor has a 0 and 0. Which is ironic. The only reason he's ranking is because Kansas City Photo Booth Rentals is perfectly in the URL. And his company, I bet you, is actually called Kansas City Photo Booth Rentals. Google one day will penalize this guy, but until that happens, he's going to be sitting pretty at the top. Now, Shutter Booth Kansas City, they have a trust flow of 20 and 35. They're killing it. They have a great SEO company doing work for their entire franchise. And this is just for their own page. If you look at the home page of their website, oops, I mean, it's going to be yoked. I haven't even looked at it yet, but 30 and 45, it's just a beautiful, beautiful monster. So they got something going for them. They got a lot of link building going for them. Capture the Moment KC, they have a trust flow of 13 and 25 as opposed to your 0 and 15. Sage Cheese Photo Booth, doing pretty good, 24 and 21. That's a very healthy, natural looking site. 12 and 22 for Lucky Few Photo Booths. As you can see, all these people have a good average between these two numbers, except for Black Tie Booths. But still, they're on the front page. They're doing something right. So that being said, you have a 0 and 15. So if you want to really take it to the next level, you need link building. And I don't usually say this, but Kansas City is not too competitive. If you have a good SEO person, it can get you to the front page pretty easily. Another thing I suggest is ranking for not only Kansas City, but all the cities that you're willing to drive for. So 30-mile radius, 60-mile radius, figure out those cities. There are ways to rank your website for all those cities, and they're untapped because there's not 10 people competing for the front page. There's only a couple, and the rest is filled with directories and yellow pages and Yelp. So that being said, that's a great suggestion. Another thing, so Photo Booth, there we go. You're going to want to get a Google Maps. All you do is get a Gmail account, go to Google Places, or Google Maps. It's Google Places now, but you can Google both and you'll figure it out. Create an account, create a PIN code. It gets to be a PIN code. It comes back to your mail in 2 weeks. You put in your PIN code. It gives you a chance to rank here. I mean, this company is ranking here. They don't even have a website. This one too. Oh my goodness. Kansas City is like ripe for the taking. Oh, that's a very, very happy thing when an SEO person sees this. There's loopholes in this whole entire page that you can fill with your own website if you do a couple things. That's about it. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. That's about it. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for your patience. Finally glad to get done with your account. You had like 10 people ahead of you, so thanks for your patience. And yeah, man, I'll be back in the office on Monday if you have any questions, so feel free to Facebook me or email me.